see my signature.
How you know?
Yeah,
You
well,
did?
we were muttering.
Did you really? What? And what did he say?
I go, well, you can take mine too if you.
Well, that's not asking him.
And he goes,
Who are we talking?
and he just
Jeff
did.
Peasy. The PD, Jeff Peasy. They're getting my signatures for me.
Oh, okay.
Because they wanted me to run. I said, I'll run if you guys can all do it on paper and get my signatures. They
Well,
said,
you
"No
weenie.
I know, isn't it annoying?
You're a weenie.
problem." That's intelligence.
No.
Delegating. Delegating.
Are you getting yours, Corey?
Of course.
All on your own?
Yes.
Me too. Well, I'm having people, I'm handing some of them out to people that see people. It's hard.
You get half of them right there at the library. I never mind.
Man, it's gonna be one of them nights.
Wow.
I know, am I gonna get spit on? Maybe I should go on Thursday.
Why would
Where are you going Thursday?
It's the
It's the,
volunteer luncheon.
How come you didn't ask me?
should see Mike's all over.
Oh, that's right. For the Simcoe thing?
No. No.
It's a volunteer luncheon
For
to
town
show appreciation
volunteers
for
for
the
the town.
people that volunteer for the town.
This week?
Yes.
Where
At
is
the
it at?
senior, at the senior
Corey's gonna
center?
go there and put the brown.
What's it,
on.
11 o'clock?
11 to 1, I think it is.
11 to 1.
Are you
Are
going?
you going tomorrow night?
When is that, the Thursday?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night we have at Prescott Valley a tour at 5 o'clock, and then there's a NACOG thing at 6.
NACOG. You ever been to NACOG meeting
My
before?
daughter's supposed to last
Yeah,
volleyball
it's
game.
like eating a piece of paper.
No, it's worse than that. More like cardboard.
She must have enjoyed that.
Eat a piece of cardboard.
It was good.
So is it gonna be just all the library?
No, all volunteers.
How are you?
So good. See, I think we have some really nice little holes in
I'm gonna be on the street. Say, hi.
I need to find
You want to, you can. The senior from the, senior center will speak for her.
So you going to that
50.
appreciation thing?
Are you going?
Hey, guy, you look
Heard
sharp.
about it.
I was just gonna say, we were standing back there, we said, you know, Jeff, that chair looks really good on you.
I tried to give it to him
Go
already.
back.
Except the chair's not big enough.
They're going to pick on you all night long, Jack.
I guess.
Gee, he came all the way down there, Jack, for you.
Short people. Short people.
There's mine.
Do we start by meeting?
Sir, we going in there now?
Yes, we are. Everybody here? Let's go in and we'll leave the door open.
You leave the normal? Eight for beauty. I think you got a year or two.
So it's near home. One of the shows interesting.
Iron those clothes with them.
Are we ready to go, folks? You got your stuff and ready to go?
Yep.
You got 1 minute, guys. Don't get me hurt.
Oh, don't? You got one? Okay, we'll hold
I don't
it.
want no one to yell at me.
We'll go by your watch.
Yeah, it depends
Watch
on
my
which clock
computer.
you're looking at.
That's right.
There.
I got 4 different
I
times.
use the computer. I don't use my
So
watch.
full.
Oh, okay.
That way, the boss over here has the right time.
There you go.
She's taking minutes.
We're close enough. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Would you please rise for the salute to the American flag? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Chuka. Here. Councilmember Turner.
Here.
Councilmember Miller.
Here.
Councilmember Mendoza.
Here.
Councilmember Best.
Here.
Vice Mayor Croft.
Here.
And Mayor Marley is absent.
All right, let's move on to introductions, presentations, and proclamations. 2A is Name the Horses in the Road 4 South Roundabout Contest. Mrs. Gritton.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. We actually have Kelsey Siggins, our Recreation Coordinator, is going to do the presentation tonight on our Name the Horses contest. Thank you, Kelsey.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm going to give a quick backstory and actually announce the winner. So last fall, 2 community members, Dan Lawler and Joyce Easterling, approached the town manager's office with the idea to run a contest to name the 3 horses in roundabout at 4 South on Highway 89. They felt since the statues are at the entrance of the town, they should have meaningful identities, individually and as a group. Also, Dan and Joyce wanted to engage the community and bring out pride in the town. The town manager's office supported this community contest in matching the $100 cash prize offered by the community members. We initially ran the contest October 2015 in the Chino Valley Unified School District. However, we only received 1 entry and could not determine a winner. The second time we ran the contest in February 2016, we opened it up to all residents in the Chino Valley area and received over 100 entries. Thanks to the support of Chino Valley Review, who published an article announcing and explaining the contest. The community members and the Recreation Department eventually whittled down to the 3 most creative, suitable, meaningful names proposed and let the town council cast their vote and decide the winner. I'm pleased to announce the winner of the Name Chino Valley's Horses contest is Mamie Timlick for Lock, Stock, and Barrel. These names represent a whole town, farmers, business, and families working together to guard and protect the community. And if Mamie's here tonight, no? Okay, bummer. Okay, well, thanks.
Thank you, Kelsey.
you.
Thank you. Which one is Lock, Stock, and Barrel?
That's the middle one.
That's the middle one. Proclamation B, proclamation declaring May 2016 as National Law Enforcement Memorial Week, sponsored by the Chino Valley Police Department and the Chino Valley Police Officers Association. If we would have some of our officers, whoever would like to, come forward, I will read the proclamation.
Come on, Gary.
The more the merrier, if y'all want to. Come on up.
Hey, Daryl. Good job.
Come. Are you going to take pictures, Vance? Yes. Okay. Chief? Get your fanny up here. All of you. Yeah, act like you're in charge. Supervisor. Proclamation supporting National Law Enforcement Memorial Week, May 15 to 21, 2016. Whereas the town of Chino Valley fully supports the Chino Valley Police Department and the law enforcement officers that place their lives on the line for their community. And whereas in 2015, 133 law enforcement officers were killed in the line of duty, and this year to date, 32 law enforcement officers have lost their lives in line of duty deaths, 16 of which were by gunfire, which is for a 167% increase over 2015. And whereas in 1962, President John F. Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15 falls as National Police Week. Established by joint resolution of Congress in 1962, National Police Week pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others. Now, therefore, I, Chris Marley, Mayor of the town of Chino Valley, do hereby proclaim, in concert with the Chino Valley Police Department and the Chino Valley Police Officers Association, May 15 to 21, 2016, as the National Law Enforcement Memorial Week in Chino Valley, Arizona, and urge all our citizens to recognize this observance and support the recognition of National Police Officers Memorial Day every May 15th, and the calendar week it falls in as National Police Week. In support and recognition of those dates, the town of Chino Valley will fly a thin blue line flag on the town hall flag pole during this time in recognition of those law enforcement officers who have given the ultimate sacrifice. In witness thereof, I hereto set my hand and cause the seal of the town of Chino Valley to be affixed this 26th of April 2016. I am very proud to be able to do this. These guys protect us. They're one of our most important parts of the town. We get to sleep at night because of these, ladies and gentlemen.
I've got kind of a loud voice. I'm Italian, so I'm going to go without the mic. I'll probably blow everybody's ears out. My name's Jeff. I'm the president of the Police Association. I'm also an officer here at Chino Valley Police Department. Just a few stats I want to just add is that since 1943, we've never had a year where less than 100 officers have lost their lives. So since 1943, at least a minimum of 100 police officers have lost their life in the line of duty.
They're recording.
Okay. I'm sorry. So let me know if I get too loud. So basically, this means a lot to us because, especially in today's time, people don't really, the media out there, the communities out there, don't support their law enforcement agencies. But here in Chino Valley, I know they do. I come from the metropolitan Phoenix area. People wave to us here. It's nice. We have a new officer, Officer McIntyre, who came from California. His first 3 weeks riding with, when he rode along with me, basically were, why is everybody waving at us? It was unusual to him. So it's nice to know the town recognizes this. The thin blue line flag I spoke about, we have bought one, and someone can help me out here. We're going to present it to the town. This is the flag we're going to fly, and what it basically represents is the top black part is your community, the bottom black part is the evil in your community, and we're the thin blue line that stands in between you guys and them. So in recognition, the town's going to fly this during the week for us, and I appreciate it. We're giving it to the town. If it ever needs to be replaced, we'll give another one to the town. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thanks for what you do. Thanks, Chief.
Just give it to her.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate what you guys do. Thank you very much.
We don't do that technical stuff.
And here's your proclamation.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, the next item is call to public. Call to public is an opportunity for the public to address the council on any issue within the jurisdiction of the council that is not on the agenda. Public comment is encouraged. Individuals are limited to speak for 3 minutes. The total time for call to the public may be up to 30 minutes per meeting. Council action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, scheduling the matter for further consideration and decision at a later date, or responding to criticism. Is there anybody out here that would like to have a call to public? Supervisor Brown.
Good evening, Council and Vice Mayor. Thank you for letting me speak today. Craig Brown, Yavapai County Board of Supervisors. Tonight, I just wanted to mention that we had a car show this last weekend. The Yavapai County Veterans and the Veterans Association got together and had a car show at the Yavapai College. It was a big success. There were a huge amount of cars out there. And tonight, I'm going to back up with some more car news. In Seligman, for the last 29 years, we've had a car show that's called the Fun Run. And the Fun Run brings up over 700 cars per year in this one event that lasts both this coming Friday and into Saturday. I wanted to invite the people of Chino Valley, if you've got a classic car or just want to come up and look at the cars, this would be a great event, and we'd like to see you all up there. It starts at 10 o'clock on Friday. It ends about noontime on Saturday. If you want to come up on Saturday, the cars will be leaving to go down to Kingman. So we want to invite you all to come up to Seligman and enjoy the day. And there should be a lot of different events and different things going on in the community. So I'm going to give this to Jamie, if she doesn't mind, and maybe she can get it posted somewhere in a conspicuous place. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor Brown. Please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Lillian, and I live here in town. I've lived here for about 11 years or so. So I just have a couple of questions, because I keep looking for it in the website, town website, and maybe you guys can kind of work on it or figure out why it hasn't been kind of updated. One of the things I was looking at was the police website. It doesn't have anything on the crime stats or block watch program. It says it's under construction, but it seems like it's been under construction for quite a while, so I don't know what's going on with that. The other thing is I've tried to search for what the town has by way of disaster preparedness, and I've tried to look for the plans for the town in case of a disaster, situations like fire, flood, earthquakes, any emergency evacuation routes or safe places to go if something drastic like that should happen. So I don't know if there's a place for it or if you guys can make a place for it. I think that the public would like to know what to do in case of an emergency as such. And the last thing is, if you guys have thought about, it's coming around the block, I can see it. This recreational marijuana issue is going to be coming around. And I was wondering if you guys, maybe start getting together and thinking about how is that going to impact this town and what can be done to keep the citizens safe, especially on the road if somebody's high, just haven't smoked, marijuana cigarette and is running around. So that's about it. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other call to the public? Anyone else? Let's move on to response to the public. Response to the public is an opportunity for the mayor to inform the public about how town officials address matters raised during call to the public at a previous meeting. I do not have anything on response to the public. We'll move on to current events, summaries, and reports. This item is for information only. The mayor, any council member, or town manager may present a brief summary or report of current events or ask a staff members to provide the same. Presentation of information requested by the mayor and council will be made and answers answered. No action will be taken. Does anyone on the council have a status report?
I do not.
I do not.
Nope. Town manager?
I do have a reminder, council will be in study session on May 4th and the 5th, and council will have an executive session on May 4th.
All right. Ms. Lewis, you have a status report regarding 2016 general election and recruitment for council-appointed public bodies.
That's us.
Good evening, Vice Mayor Croft and council members. Okay. We're just going to do a brief update on what's happening with our election. It's underway. Election season is ongoing. Candidates are currently collecting signatures in the hopes of being placed on the August 30th ballot. And I just want to remind citizens it's not too late to run for office. Anyone interested can contact our clerk's department to make an appointment and pick up a packet. The first day for filing nomination papers is next Monday, May 2nd, and the deadline is June 1. So like I said, there is still time. As of today, 8 Chino Valley citizens have taken out packets, and 8 are currently collecting signatures. As of June 2nd or 3rd, your mayor and council candidates' names will be on our website. And then I just wanted to remind voters that as council candidates are collecting their signatures, their petitions do specify whether the council positions are specifying whether they're running for a 2-year term or a 4-year term. And citizens per law should only sign as many petitions as there are seats open. So for the 2-year term, they should only sign 3 petitions. For the 4-year term, they should only sign 3. And for mayor, they should only sign 1. Okay, next. Home rule. On April 12th, as you know, you approved placing the alternative expenditure limitation home rule option on the primary election ballot. And we encourage citizens to learn more about this important ballot measure. There's detailed as well as summary information on our website. And our staff is also available to visit public groups, organizations, clubs. We've spoken at HOAs, civic organizations, and our staff is willing to do a presentation to inform you about the results of a yes or no vote. And citizens can contact Finance Director Joe Duffy to schedule a time. And I'll have a phone number up in a little bit. Another thing that our citizens can do is if anybody out there has an opinion, pro or con, about home rule that they would like to share with other registered voters, there's a process for that. All registered voters' households will receive a voter information pamphlet in the mail a few weeks before the election. All citizens have the right to submit a statement known as an argument to be placed in the pamphlet. And the deadline to submit an argument is June 1. And there's kind of a lot of rules about what you have to do to submit an argument, so we just suggest that they contact us and then we'll give them the guidelines. And non-election related, we are currently recruiting for some of our volunteer boards, commissions, committees. We're looking for talented citizens who want to serve on some of these bodies. And we have openings on all of these bodies listed here. And we're planning our first review for sometime around mid-May. So we are asking everyone to submit their applications by then. But we will take anything brought in after that as well. If we still have openings, then we can fill those at that time. And if anybody wants to contact us, there's the phone number. Does anybody have any questions?
Questions? Thank you very much.
All right, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to the consent agenda. All those items listed below are considered to be routine and may be enacted by one motion. Any council member may request to remove an item from the consent agenda to be considered and discussed separately. Is there anyone you want to remove anything from the consent agenda?
No.
No, sir.
Ms. Lewis, will you read the consent items, please?
6A, consideration and possible action to adopt resolution number 16-1080, approving a call of election for fall 2016, designating the election date, purpose of election, deadline for voter registration, and location and deadline for candidates to file nomination papers. Funds for the election to come from general fund, town clerk elections expenditure line. B, consideration and possible action to approve the financial report for the 9 months ending March 31st, 2016. C, consideration and possible action to accept the November 18, 2015 study session / retreat minutes. D, consideration and possible action to accept the November 19, 2015 study session retreat minutes. And E, consideration and possible action to accept the March 22, 2016 regular meeting minutes.
Make a motion to accept the consent items 6A, B, C, D, and E.
We have
Second.
a motion, and we have a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 7, action items. The council may vote to recess the public meeting and hold an executive session or any item in this agenda pursuant to ARS 38-431.03A3 for the purpose of discussion or consultation for the legal advice with the town attorney. Executive sessions are not open to public and no action will be taken in an executive session. And let's go on to item A under 7 action items. Consideration of possible action to approve amendment number 4 to the memorandum of understanding between the town of Chino Valley and Chino Valley Police Officers Association effective July 1, 2016. Mrs. Gritman.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. Right around 2010, our Police Officers Association met with the council and obtained the right to meet and confer on an annual basis with town management, and you now will be presented with the elements where you have been in your packets. You have the right to amend, deny, or agree to any of the proposed outcomes that we have suggested. We have both the president of the Chino Valley Police Officers Association here, as well as the secretary, Lori Wiesenen, and Jeff Pizzi are both here. I think Jeff just stepped out. I can go through the 7 elements that they asked if you'd like. I think they were pretty self-explanatory, but that's up to you.
Is there anybody has any questions about any of the elements?
No, sir.
Questions?
I don't have any questions, no.
Okay.
Comments?
Well, I invite you to speak to the president if you'd like to speak with him as well.
Speak to the president.
I just wanted to say that as management, and Mr. Smith has emulated this as well as previous managers, that we try to treat the police officers, and they've never asked for different treatment, but that we try to treat them like we would other employees. So things that they ask for, whether it's like for health insurance, et cetera, if we can honor it for all our employees, we try to do it for the police officers as well. But if it's not possible to do it for the entirety, we likely won't do it for the police officers unless it's something that just pertains to them. So
Do we have a motion?
guess that was
I make a motion to approve amendment number 4 to memorandum of understanding between the town of Chino Valley and the Chino Valley Police Officers Association effective July 1, 2016.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 8, executive session. Council may vote to recess to the regular meeting, from the regular meeting, and hold an executive session which will not be open to the public for the following purposes. And I have a question for the attorney. C, we're going to postpone that. Do we vote on that before we go into executive session to postpone that?
That's a good question. Stumped me for a moment. The motion would be to go into executive session for A, B, D, and E.
And then come, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to take action if you're not going to go into executive
Okay,
session
good.
on that item. But what you do need to do is, there is a recent case, or Attorney General's opinion, that said that you need to say exactly why you are going into executive session. So that's why you need to say A, B.
I will read those.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. We're,
Corey's got a question.
yes.
Can we leave items C in? We don't need a long discussion on it, but can we
No.
go ahead and leave it in?
No.
Okay,
We're not prepared to do C.
okay.
All the steps haven't been taken.
The issue is we need to notify the town manager before he wasn't notified, so we can't do C.
Okay.
Okay, executive session. A, an wow, I can't even speak. Executive session pursuant to ARS 38-431-03A4 for discussion or consultation with the town attorney in order to consider his position and instruct the town attorney regarding the town's position in pending litigation or settlement discussions conducted in order to resolve litigation in a matter of Hatch versus Town of Chino Valley. Executive session item Bravo. an executive session pursuant to ARS 38-431-03A4 for discussion or consultation with the town attorney in order to consider his position and instruct the town attorney regarding the town's position regarding a contract with Musgrove, Drutz, and CAC relating to legal services representing the town in a matter of Cortez Enterprises Incorporated versus Town of Prescott versus Town versus related City of Prescott versus Town, and Becker Holding LLC versus Hall that is the subject of negotiation. Well, that's a mouthful. D, an executive session pursuant to ARS Section 38-431.03A3 and 4 for discussion or consultation for legal advice with the town attorney and to consider the town's position and instruct the town attorney regarding the town's position regarding the settlement discussion conducted in order to resolve litigation in the matter of Cortez versus Town of Chino Valley. And finally, E, an executive session pursuant to ARS 38-431-3A7 for discussion or consultations with designated representatives of the town in order to consider its position and instructs its representatives regarding negotiations for the purchase, sale, or lease of real property located at Old Home Manor. I need a motion to go to executive
I'll make a
session.
motion, we move to executive session to discuss items 8A, B, D, and E.
Is there a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye. Hit the gavel.
When our attorney and town manager come out.
I don't have any 9.
We have adjourned from the executive session. We will convene the regular meeting. I'm going to ask for, and this is item 9, action items resumed. Alpha, consideration of possible action to approve a settlement agreement in the matter of Hatch versus Town of Chino Valley. Is there a motion to approve?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed settlement agreement in the matter of Hatch versus the Town of Chino Valley.
Is there a second? Second? We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then we'll go to item D, consideration of possible action to terminate the fee agreement with Musgrove, Drewis, and Keck for legal services in the matter of Cortez Enterprises Incorporated versus Town of Chino Valley, City of Prescott versus Town of Chino Valley, and Beckert Holding LLC versus Hall. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Second? Is there a
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.